Okay. So regarding also in progress. Okay, we stopped yesterday at this point when elements are connected neither in series nor in parallel. To reduce those type of networks, we have to proceed through star delta transformation. Okay, we have to proceed through star delta transformation. You just see. So delta to star and star to delta. The formula is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay. Otherwise, RA RB by RA plus RB plus RC to convert the resistance between A and B. So this is delta to star, and star to delta is R1 into R2 plus R2 into R3 plus R3 into R1 by R2. Okay, RA is equal to, otherwise RA RB plus RB RC plus RC RA by RB. So this is a equivalent formulas, respective formula. So based upon that, we can reduce the circuit and we can convert. So okay, let we can explain this issue, this star to the delta and delta to star transformation with a suitable example so that we can understand comfortably. Okay, so here is a circuit. So entire these ports are connected between the potential terminals A and B. So your resistances are 3 ohms and 6 ohms, and another 3 resistances are 1 ohm, 1 ohm and 1 ohm. Okay. So here, to reduce this circuit effectively, this 1 ohm, 1 ohm, 1 ohm, this is like a star. Okay, this 1 ohm and this 1 ohm is like star. We can made into delta connection so that another 3 ohm is just connected to parallel to this. So like that, we can make a series parallel combinations comfortably. So for that case, 1 ohm, 1 ohm and 1 ohm. Okay. These are connected in star. What is star to delta connection? R1 plus R2 plus R1 R2 by R3. R1 is 1, R2 is 1, R1 into R2 is 1 by R3 is 1. So 1 plus 1 which is 3. So this will come like this. This will join this 1 ohm and 1 ohm in this way. So in the other case, similarly, this 1 ohm and 1 ohm. So another combination that will come here, that is this 3 ohms. Okay, this 3 ohm. Similarly, another 3 ohm. So you just look at this circuit. Instead of having 1 ohm, 1 ohm, 1 ohm connected in star, we are having 3 ohms, 3 ohms, 3 ohms connected in delta. Instead of having 1 ohm, 1 ohm, 1 ohm connected in star, we are having 3 ohms, 3 ohms, 3 ohms connected in delta. So here, these 3 ohms and 3 ohms, these two are connected in series or in parallel. This 3 ohm and 3 ohm. Of course, they are connected between same pair of terminals. So these two resistors are connected in parallel. So what is the equivalent resistance? 3 into 3 by 3 plus 3. And this 3 ohm and 6 ohm, they are also connected in parallel. The combination is 3 into 6 by 3 plus 6, 2 ohms. This is 1.5 ohms. This 2 ohms and 1.5 ohms. These two are connected in series. So 2 ohms and 1.5 ohm. The combination is 3.5. This 3.5 is in parallel with 3. Okay, then your equivalent resistance is 3 into 3.5 by 6.5. Okay, that will come around 1.6 ohms. That is the reduction. So your solving is a bit difficult. Okay, so these are neither connected in series nor connected in parallel. If other than this 1 ohm is not present, so we can easily simply these two resistors are in series, these two resistors are in series, and the combination is connected in parallel, that is the equivalent resistance. But when another resistance is presented, means then we can check for the possibility of star to delta or delta to star. Okay, for the reduction, these techniques are really helpful, star to delta and delta to star. Okay, so here you can observe one note. When resistors of I shared this material yesterday, isn't it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you have any doubt, anyhow the page number is displaying here like 33. So if you want to write or highlight any point, you just write down that page number. If you do not have sufficient time, later you can write from that. Okay, when resistors are equal value are transformed from star to delta, then the resistance is increased by 3 times. Similarly, when capacitors of equal value are transformed from star to delta, the capacitance is decreased by 3 times. Why? Because the capacitance means it is in opposite in nature. When three resistors are connected in series, R1 plus R2 plus R3, but when three capacitors are connected in series, then 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. When two capacitors are connected in series, 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. When these two are connected in parallel, C is equal to C1 plus C2, opposite to the resistance. In nature, in the calculation wise, it is just opposite to the calculations what you have done in the case of a resistor. Okay. Next technique, we'll go to the source transformation. This is a very beautiful technique, really helpful, as we have already seen. Okay, as we have already seen regarding the sources, your voltage sources and current sources. This is one of the useful technique, okay, to solve in the network reduction, okay, in the network solving. See, always you remember this point. Voltage source is always connected a resistance in series to it. In a current source, always a resistor connected parallel across to it. Okay. The voltage source, a resistance connected in series to it. In the current source, a resistor connected parallel to it. Okay. So a voltage source can be converted to current source. A current source can be converted to voltage source. You just observe here. A voltage source in series with resistance can be converted to current source of a same resistance in parallel. Okay. So that means with the examples that we can explain, your Vs Rs, let's take Vs is equal to 10 volts and Rs is equal to 2 ohms. That can be converted to a current source of 5 amperes and the same your 2 ohm resistance in parallel to it. So here Is is equal to nothing but Vs by R and Rs is remains constant. Similarly, the same current source can be converted to voltage source. Here Vs is equal to Is into R. The same resistance is connected in series with it. That is the simple logic that we are having. Okay. So with that, we can solve the problem which he mentioned here. So here current of ideal diode of the circuit shown. Okay, this is the ideal diode. So in that find out the current through it. Okay, here two things that we are doing. Two things that we are doing here. This is the 10 volt source. Here it is not mentioned. It is 10 volts. Actually, the scanning it is missed. 10 volts and 4 ohms, 1 ohm and 2 ampere. So we'll just come here. Okay. Is it visible, right? Screen is visible and my voice is audible? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. This 10 volt source that we are converting into the current source. So current source means that I is equal to V by R. 10 by 4 is 2.5. Okay. And for current source, resistance should be connected in parallel. This 4 ohms is in parallel. Already another 4 ohms is there. This is 4 ohms. This 4 ohms and this 4 ohms is parallel. And this acts like a current source. And this is the diode. And this can be converted to voltage source. Okay, this can be converted to voltage source. So your V is equal to I into R. I is 2 and resistance is 1. 2 into 1 is 2 plus or minus 2 amperes. Sorry, the symbol with plus and minus. Always this will indicate your current direction. The current direction means it is on the plus side and a resistor is connected in series with it. Okay, your 4 ohms and 4 ohms both are connected in parallel. So the combination will become 2. So this is 2.5 amperes. This is the combination that we are having. So again, we can make a source transformation. This current source in parallel with resistance can be converted to a voltage source in series with the resistance. A voltage source in series with the resistance. So 2.5 into 2, your voltage is I into R. So this is 5 volts and this is 2 ohms. This is the 2 ohms. Okay, this is 5 volts and on the other side this is 2 volts. So what is the current? I is equal to potential difference across it by the total resistance is 2 plus 1. The potential difference here it is 5, it is 2, ideal diode, no drop. So 5 minus 2 divided by 2 plus 1, which is equal to 1 ampere. Okay. So first of all, whether it is forward biased or reverse biased, this diode, whether it is forward biased or reverse biased. Tell me, all of you, whether this diode is forward biased or reverse biased.
Forward, sir.
Forward. Why? Because this on the P side we are having the highest potential. The N side we are having the least potential. Okay, it should be more than the cut-in voltage. Yes, this is more than 3 volts, so it can be turned on. Then current can flow in this direction. That current is nothing but 5 minus 2 by 2 plus 1. Next, dependent sources. We have seen the beginning. So voltage controlled voltage source, current controlled voltage source, current controlled current source, and voltage controlled current source. These are the 4 type of dependent sources that we are having. See, while applying source transformation for dependent sources, whenever dependent source magnitude depend on without disturbing them. So okay, we'll solve a problem, then we can understand. Here you just see this is voltage source of 10 and this is your Vx voltage and this is 1 volts and this is 1 ohm and this is another voltage dependent voltage source. This plus and minus indicate that this is a voltage source and this Vx by 2 means this is depending on another voltage. The voltage across 1 ohm is Vx. It is depending upon the voltage across 1 ohm. So this is Vx by 2. This is voltage dependent voltage source and this is the situation. Here we need to find out, okay, here we need to find out the current through the circuit. Okay, so if you apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, so algebraic sum of a voltage in a closed loop is equal to 0. So your 10 and your 1 and the next minus Vx by 2. So negative to positive means we can the potential increases. So we can consider this as a positive, this as a positive. In that case, this as negative. Otherwise, you can consider this as minus 10, minus 1. Then it will be positive. And what is your Vx here? Okay. What is your Vx here? Vx is nothing but Vx is equal to I into R. Okay. Your Vx is equal to nothing but I into R. What is I? It is unknown. You can mention as I into R as 1 ohm. So 10 plus 1 minus I by 2. It will become 10 plus 1 minus I by 2 by what is the value of resistance? I is equal to V by R. The V is 10 plus 1 minus Vx by 2 and your R is nothing but 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2. So you can solve this equation simply. Okay. This is only one variable left with to calculate the current, only one variable. This Vx is nothing but I. The final calculation Vx is equal to nothing but voltage drop across it, which is nothing but I into R. I is unknown. I into R is 1. So it will become I by 2. So here I is there. Only one variable I. If you solve this equation, you can simply solve this one. So 3 plus 2, 5. 5 into I is equal to 11 minus I by 2. Okay. Then we can solve this equation and finally we'll get value I is equal to, can anybody solve? They having pen and paper, whether it is true, I is equal to 2 amperes.
Sir,
Hmm.
I think it is 10 minus 1 plus Vx by 2, sir.
Why?
1
See,
volt is connected.
okay, don't go into the sign convention, but tell me one thing. It should not become 10 minus 1. It should become minus 10 minus 1. Why? Because this 10 and this 1 both are in the same direction, right? Negative plate, positive plate. Again, it is also negative plate, positive plate. These two are connected in exactly in series. Then how can you say 10 and minus 1? They both are having same polarity. Yes or no? 10 minus 1 means both are having another polarity. This negative positive plate and positive negative plate. Then both are in opposite in polarity. Then you can write as 10 minus 1. How can you write as 10 minus 1 when both are in aiding in nature? Tell me one thing, this 10 and 1 both are aiding in nature or opposing in nature? You just connect them. Whether they are negative positive, again negative positive, both are in the same direction. Negative positive, positive and negative means this polarity and that polarity both are in different way. Do you understand my point?
Yes, sir.
In that case, negative to positive, negative to positive. One convention you can follow. You can give as negative or positive. That doesn't matter. That is your convention. You can give either positive or either negative, but both you have to give the same sign. So here he is giving plus. You can give minus. In that case, this should be positive. If it is negative, this is positive. This is opposite in polarity. You just understand. Negative to positive, negative to positive. Here positive to negative. So that is the reason why he is considering as plus 10 plus 1 and it is in opposite in nature. So he is giving as minus Vx by 2. You can give it in the opposite nature. Anything that you can give. Okay. So if you
Okay, sir.
solve, then you will get I is equal to 2 amperes. Yes or no? It's a very simple calculation. So this is the way to solve problems on dependent sources. While we solve the problems on dependent sources, definitely there will be some relation. Dependent sources means the dependency will mention. Here Vx by 2. This is depending on another branch voltage, another resistance voltage, something like that. With that, okay, with that relation, we need to find out. With that relation, the two constraints can be made to one. With that constraint, we can able to solve the circuit for current or voltages or whatever. Okay. Shall I proceed for the next problem? Next topic. Is it okay for you? Yes or no? Nobody is there?
Yes, sir.
Right. Mesh analysis. Mesh analysis is a loop in which doesn't consisting of any inner loop when the network drawn on a plane without any crossover. Okay. Procedure for the mesh analysis. These are the sequence of steps very neatly written. Okay, these are the steps. First one, what is the step one? Identify total number of meshes. Number two, assign the current direction for each mesh. Number three, develop KVL equation for each mesh. Number four, by solving KVL equations, find out the loop currents. Okay. Our ultimate motto is to find out the current, loop currents. So for that, these are the sequence of steps that we need to follow. Okay. So while writing these mesh equations, generally my convention, you can follow any convention. Once again, I am telling in the network theory, you can follow your own convention. So generally, I use it to consider that from minus to positive when it is moving, I'll take it as negative. But few people are taking negative to positive. So we can consider it as positive. That is up to you. Okay. But my convention is the whatever the convention is following in these notes, that's what I am following. You can follow in the opposite way also, exactly opposite, you will get the same magnitude, same answer. Right. Okay, first of all, we have to identify the total number of meshes. How many meshes are there here? 2 loops. Okay, 2 loops, 2 meshes. Assign the current direction. Generally, I'll give the clockwise direction. You can give any direction, that doesn't matter. And develop the KVL equation. Right. To develop the KVL equation means I'm writing as minus 1 plus 1 into I1 plus 2 into I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Yes or no? So in this particular 4 volts and 1 ohm, only current I1 is flowing. But in 2 ohms, this is a common one. When current I1 is in this direction, current I2 is in the opposite direction. So 2 into I1 minus I2. So this is minus 4 plus current direction is this one. So this is positive and this is negative. So plus 1 into I1, next plus 2 into I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. If you simplify that, okay, if you simplify that, then it will be minus 4 plus 3I1 minus 2I2 is equal to 0. Like similarly, in this loop, 10I2 minus 2. Okay, we are moving in this direction, current is in this direction. 10I2 minus 2 plus 2 into I2. While we are coming to this loop, I2 is positive, I1 is negative. We are taking this as I2 as reference. 2 into I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. If you solve this one, okay, if you solve this one, you will get the values he is mentioning as, you can find out I1 and I2. I2 is equal to minus 2, that is already there, and I1 value 0 is mentioning. Whether it is true, have you checked the equations? First of all, do you understand this mesh analysis or shall I repeat again? Tell me, do you understand or shall I repeat?
Repeat, sir.
Okay. So this is the loop 1 and this is the loop 2. I am assuming current in the loop 1 is I1 and current in the loop is I2. Okay. So this is the direction I am mentioning, the clockwise, in this way. Okay. In this direction, my convention is, you can follow any convention, but my convention is whether moving from, when I am moving from minus to positive, negative to positive, then I am taking the sign as negative. When positive to negative, then I will assign it as positive. You can do it in the opposite way. No worry, you will get the same answer. So minus 4 plus 1 into I1. So what is the current into 2 into I1 minus I2? I am considering it as the loop 1. So similarly here, plus 10 into I2 minus 2 plus 2 into I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. If you solve these two equations, you will get the answers for I1 and I2. This is the mesh analysis. You can write the equations and you can verify. If you have any doubt, you can consult me later. Okay. Find the value of I1 of the circuit shown in figure. Okay. To solve this circuit, we can go for the source transformation, or else we can go to the method of mesh analysis. Okay, in the mesh analysis, this current is nothing but 2 amperes, this current is nothing but 3 amperes, and this current is nothing but 4 amperes, and you can write the loop equation. Minus 10 plus 1 into, this you can call as I1. So 1 into I1 plus, this is the internal current. So you can write this as I1 plus 2. Okay, the both currents are in aiding direction. What is the current through the 1 ohm? This I1 is flowing and the same your 2 amperes is flowing. Okay, 1 into I1 plus 2. Next, what is the current through this one? Your I1, and this 3 amperes is opposite in nature. This I1, 1 into I1 minus 3. Next, this I1 is there in the same direction, 4 is there. 1 into I1 plus 4 is equal to 0. So somewhere we missed the problem. Yeah. Okay. So if you solve this equation, you will get I1 is equal to 7 by 4. Okay. This minus 10 plus 1 into I1 plus 1 into I1 plus 2 plus 1 into I1 minus 3 plus 1 into I1 plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay. Then in that case you will get I1 is equal to 7 by 4 amperes. Okay. These are the another inner loops. The current through this 1 ohm means already generalized I1 will flow through this 1 ohm. In addition to that, inner current of 2 amperes in this direction. Here inner current of minus 3 amp. Sorry, inner current of 2 amperes, inner current of 3 amperes and inner current of 4 amperes. The direction means whether they are aiding to I1 or whether they are opposing to I1. If they are aiding to I1, that is I1 plus that particular current. If it is opposed to that I1, then I1 minus that particular current convention we need to take. Okay. So similarly here also we can apply the loop analysis here. The first loop equation is minus, let's consider this as I1 and this is another current. So apply the loop equation minus 5 into 1 plus I plus this voltage itself is mentioned. Then why we need to go for I into that one and all these things, plus 2.5 is equal to 0. Then we can get this current. So similarly that value we can apply here because this is dependent source. What type of a dependent source it is? Voltage dependent voltage source. Voltage of VAB, this voltage. And it is also a voltage source. This is voltage dependent voltage source. We can apply this equation and find out the value. Okay, you can try. This is in the page number 38. You can try for it. If you have any problem, we can discuss in the next class. So similarly, okay, similarly, we can find out the problems in this way. But here, this is the super mesh technique. Okay, what is the super mesh technique? Between this is I1 and this is I2. Between I2 and I1, you will have another current. Instead of having some resistance, we are having the current. So to solve this problem, we can consider another assumption that this I2 minus I1 is equal to 2 amperes. Because this is I2 and this is I1. I2 minus I1 is equal to 2 amperes. Why we have to take I2 minus I1 is equal to 2 amperes? Why not I1 minus I2 as 2 amperes? Why? Because your current direction and 2 amperes direction is in the same direction. So definitely it is dominating. So your I2, your minus I1 is equal to 2 amperes. Apart from the equations, whatever you are having. Okay. So your minus, this is actually 5 volts. Your minus 5 volts into this is 1 into I1 plus another 1 into I2 minus 2 is equal to 0. And this is another equation, your super mesh equation. I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. So I2 minus I1 is equal to 2 amperes. Okay, this is the current difference of 2 amperes mentioned. So we are having two equations and two constraints, I1 and I2. We can solve two variables and two equations that we can solve easily. So finally, with these two equations, we can obtain the values of I1 and I2. Okay, you need to practice. Yeah, this is a super mesh. The super mesh we can apply. The mesh means KVL plus Ohm's law. In the super mesh, KVL, KCL and Ohm's law. Another KCL we are applying, right? Your I2 minus I1 is equal to 2. The difference of currents is equal to 2 amperes. That is the difference that we are having. Similarly, we are having more example problems here. You can just go through that and you can solve them. Next topic is nodal analysis. What is the procedure for the nodal analysis? Procedure for the nodal analysis is identify total number of nodes. Similarly, we are having the 4 steps. The first step is identify total number of nodes, and second one is assign the voltage at each node. One of the nodes is taken as a reference node and the reference node potential should be equal to the ground potential. Number 3, develop KCL equation. Your nodal analysis is nothing but KCL and your mesh analysis is nothing but KVL. Remember this point. Your nodal analysis is nothing but KCL application and your mesh analysis is nothing but KVL application. Remember this point. By solving KCL equations, finally we can find out the nodal voltages. Okay, so we need to find out V1. Okay, this is the only potential that we are having. So you can take another ground value it as 0. This is the potential. This is a 0. Okay, this is nothing but KCL. So what we can write here, this is the V1. Okay, this V1 minus 4 by 1, this current, plus V1 minus 2 by 1, this current, is equal to the total current. So from the what is your nodal analysis is nothing but KCL. What is a KCL? Here I1 plus I2 is equal to I3, isn't it? This current is I1 and this current is I2. These two currents is equal to nothing but your I3. Yes or no? So this current, this 2 amperes is the only current. With that, the same current of 2 amperes, some part will go through your 1 ohm and another part will go through another this branch of 1 ohm. So that's the reason why I can write as this current plus this current minus this current. I'm always assuming my potential is at higher potential. So current direction is in this way. So this is coming in the opposite direction. So I can consider it as minus. So V1 minus 4 by 1 plus V1 minus of minus 2. This is in the opposite side. V1 of minus 2, which is V1 plus 2 by 1 minus 2 is equal to 0. This is coming in the opposite direction. Always I can assume that this is the higher potential. Current has to move from this direction, but current is approaching towards this source. So I can consider it as a minus source. Minus 2 amperes is equal to 0. That we can write as V1 minus 4 by 1 plus V1 plus 2 by 1, which is equal to 2. Minus 2 is equal to 0. That I will bring on the other side. That is equal to plus 2. So if you solve for this equation, then 2V1 minus 2 is equal to 2. Then 2V1 is equal to 4. Then V1 is equal to 2 volts. You can solve the simple equation. Okay. Once again, I am repeating V1 minus 4 by 1 plus V1 minus of minus 2 by 1 minus 2 is equal to 0. That is the simple nodal analysis. In the nodal analysis, one point I am telling you, we have to identify the two potential point. One is at the higher potential, another is at the ground. Always the current should flow from higher potential to the next potential. So current direction is always from V1, not towards V1. If any current approaching towards V1, that we will consider simply as negative current. Okay. Always current direction is in this way, and in this way. But in the coming from the third branch, this is coming towards V1. So we are considering it as simply negative current. Like that, you can find out any such voltages. Okay, here simply we'll solve this problem. Here this voltage is V1, another voltage is V2, and this voltage is V1. So to find out these voltages, while considering this node, V1 is at higher potential, this is the ground, this is 0. Okay, so V2 is at higher potential and this is 0. V3 is at higher potential and this is 0. Okay, this V1 voltage is already 100 volts, isn't it? Because already it is mentioned, this is 100 and this is 0. So this is V1 minus 0. So 100 minus 0, your V1 is equal to 100. And your this V3 is nothing but 40. Your V1 is 100 is fixed, V3 is equal to 40 fixed. We need to find out V2. Okay. So I want to calculate the voltage at V2. So obviously I will assume the voltage at this is higher potential. The current always flow against in this direction. Okay. Then V2 minus V1. So V2 minus 100 by 14 plus V2 minus 0. This is ground. V2 minus 0 by 2 plus. Okay. Next V2 minus 40. Okay. V2 minus 40 by R2 is equal to 0. This is one equation. Okay. This is one equation. And the other equation is this is 40. Okay. This is 40 and this is 100. Okay. This is 40 and this is 100. And what is the current through this one? Actually, this is a symbol here. Okay, this is the current through this one. So we can 100 minus 40 by R1 is equal to 5 amperes. 100 minus 40 by R1 is equal to 5 amperes. By that way, we can calculate your R1. Okay, R1 is equal to 12 ohms. So by using this method, okay, by using this method, we can find out current through any individual resistances and voltage, okay, across the nodes. And we can find out another problem. This is VA and VB. Okay. So while we are calculating from VA side end, this is the higher potential. Rest of the things are at the lower potential. So VA minus 2 by 2 plus VA minus VB by 2 plus VA minus 0 by 2 is equal to 0. Okay, your KCL nothing but I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. There is no current at the node. Okay, this is I1, this is I2, this is I3. All these currents I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. This is one equation. So coming from this end, okay, coming from this end. So VB is at higher potential. VB minus VA by 2, one equation. VB minus 0 by 2, another equation. And here this current is already known. This is coming in the opposite direction. So minus 2 is equal to 0. VB minus VA by 2 is one equation. VB by 2 is another equation. Minus 2 is equal to 0, another equation. So these two variables and two equations, if you solve these two equations, you can get the value of VA and VB. If you solve for this, you will get VA is equal to 8 by 5 and VB is equal to 14 by 5. Once again, I am telling the equation, you just write down and take 2 minutes of the time and tell me whether you obtain these values or not. VA minus 2 by 2 plus VA minus 0 by 2 plus VA minus VB by 2 is equal to 0. This is one equation. Okay. Next on the other side, VB minus VA by 2. Next VB minus 0 by 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. This is another equation. So here two variables and two equations. What are the two variables VA and VB? What are the two equations with respect to VA? One equation will be there. With respect to VB, another equation will be there. If you solve these two equations, you can obtain the values of this VA and VB. Okay, then definitely we'll end up with VA is equal to 8 by 5 and VB is equal to 14 by 5. So whether it is correct or not, I can't assure, but whatever the equation just now I announced, with that all them, whatever the value that you obtain as VA and VB, that are perfect. Okay, VA minus, once again I am telling VA minus 2 by 2, VA minus 0 by 2 and VA minus VB by 2 on the one side. Other side, VB minus VA by 2, VB minus 0 by 2 and minus 2 is equal to 0. The simple two equations you can solve and you can get the values of VA and VB. Okay. See, you can improve the knowledge. Okay. You can improve the knowledge in this particular subject by solving the more number of problems. I don't want to load you much. Okay. I do not want to load you much. Every time I'll tell one or two topics and concepts based upon it. Okay. And problems based upon it. You just refer these notes every day. It is already shared to you. And you can search for previous GATE papers or any textbooks, unsolved problems. You can go through it. You can try to solve. Otherwise, we will discuss in the class. Okay. If you have any doubts and discussions, please tell me. We can discuss for 5 to 10 minutes. So meanwhile, let me download the attendance. Any one of you, do you have any doubts and issues?